the morning, y'all. You know, if you're on this channel, there's a pretty good chance we've seen you at the diesel pump or the gun store. And a couple of y'all we only see about twice a year when you come to town to buy 100 pounds of yeast and some copper line, and still you managed to find internet to watch this. I appreciate you. You know, I just want to say before we start, half of us are still waiting on the IRS to get abolished and thinking that was going to happen. But then again, they told us the Epstein list was going to come out, that Diddy was going to be locked up, and Hillary was going to go to jail. So for the time being, we still have like 87,000 of those IRS agents that got added, and they're all sending pay-up letters to anybody with unfiled tax returns or balances owed. So don't mess with the IRS. They are not your friends. Tax Network USA is a trusted tax relief firm that has saved over $1 billion in back taxes for clients. It doesn't matter if it's business or personal. It could be $10,000 or $10 million. They've got you. So hit this link below, tnusa.com/buddy. They're amazing people and they can help you out if you're in trouble. You don't need to fret about it. Check them out. All right, in this video, I'm going to urge y'all to be good physically and mentally because you're going to need it for this kind of subject matter right here. And by the way, the test for that is if you're walking in from the back porch and you got like a big old plate of brisket in one hand and you got your drink in the other hand, you can reach up with your toe and kind of undo the knob to the porch and somehow still get in. That means you're in peak shape. Okay, quick disclaimer. I've always got my BS antenna up about this kind of stuff, but this particular thing has major legs. This is not a fear video or anything like this. This is just like a, hey, this is what I hear that's going on. I want y'all to pay attention. The chatter is that right now on the dark web, there's organized crime gangs that are coming out with something called 911 spam, okay? The idea is they're going to spam the living heck out of 911 call centers at a certain point and date. They're talking about this summer and all this kind of stuff from what I'm hearing with a bunch of fake tragedies, okay? Now, for instance, they're going to say like there's an active shooter at Walmart right now. We need to get as many officers down here as possible. We got a flash mob. We got gang activity, okay? The idea is to get hundreds and hundreds of officers over here while they create a real black swan event over here. And this idea is nothing new. It's something we've been dealing with a long time. There's swatting, there's all kinds of different stuff that if you're in law enforcement, you understand the idea is nothing new, but the implementation is very new because now we have AI technology and they can make our worst nightmare come true. What they would do is they would take the AI technology and they would basically formulate a voice and they would have a panicked human and saying this is going on. It's gonna sound real to the operator, y'all. And they do this 100,000 times. Well, obviously, the police station's gonna think this is a real event. Look, y'all, at this point, Bigfoot has his own vlog, okay? We've seen it on Instagram. It looks real. It sounds real. It's got video. Imagine if they could do that with Bigfoot and Yeti, telling jokes with each other, what they could actually do with real AI voices. Meanwhile, the distraction is in place. Everybody's just dispatched to the wrong places, and the real Black Swan event goes down somewhere where nobody even knows where it was about to happen. But, buddy, you know, can you point to anything whatsoever where we could see actually, you know, this kind of stuff ramping up? And I'm just laughing because everybody in Pennsylvania is smiling right now. You already know what I'm about to say. On July 11th, just last week, across the entire state of Pennsylvania, they had what is called an intermittent 911 outage. And you got Governor Josh Shapiro, God help us, right? Who said, I just believe it's a tech problem. So whatever he says, I'm just gonna go with the opposite, right? So that's Pennsylvania just last week. Orlando, my former home for the last like 25 years, until we moved up here to Mississippi, reported 911 outages for about 16 hours last week. The other outages that were reported were in Alaska, there was New Hampshire, and there was Ohio. All experiencing disruptions, right? And not just to 911 either, to non-emergency lines as well. That's where it gets creepy. Is this all a test run? Because we got to look for the signs, y'all. It's like being in Asheville, North Carolina and seeing a Subaru. You know, is that a lesbian's car? Is she the one driving it? I'm not sure, but there's a pretty dang good chance. So look, y'all, in all seriousness, I just want to remind you men, what is the real duty of a man? Besides being the spiritual leader of your household, right? It is to provide and to protect every single day of your life. And a lot of these blue cities, a lot of these men actually can provide, but they can't protect. You know it, and I know it. Because they're the ones driving compact cars and rolling up the bottom 2 inches of their blue jeans. They ain't going to be there to help you, y'all. These are soft targets. So the 911 outages were absolutely real last week. If you're hearing this kind of stuff about the chatter on the dark web and all this kind of crap, a place that should never ever exist, and then you see the outages go on, you gotta get your antenna up, you know? That's all I'm saying. So just ask yourself, do people where I live love and protect the Second Amendment? If the answer is yes, relax, crack a beer, and just wait. If the answer is no, then you better hope all these terrorists are just a bunch of metrosexuals who want to steal your skinny jeans and, you know, get your pre-made vegetarian sandwich out of your fridge. Do not be lazy with this stuff, y'all. Do not be lazy with your carrying, especially for the rest of this summer. If you see 911 outages in your area, get your antenna up and just pay attention, because this stuff is heating up, and God help us. And thank God we have the Second Amendment in this country, and we love it and cherish it, because we'll be just fine. God bless you and your family. Be good.